Hello YouTube, what's new? Well, it's a new year. I don't know if I've done a video in the new year yet. If I haven't, this is gonna be all redundant, but it's a new year. So happy new year. What's new with me? Not a lot. I'm still studying for the bar, as probably all of you know if you keep up with my videos. I did meet with a mentor of mine, one of my coaches from the Board of Advocates, so one of my mock trial / team coaches, and that has just reinvigorated me and really made me more excited to study, which is really weird because who's excited to study? Nobody. So that's something new that happened. I also saw Cats. I was going to do a video on my review of Cats because Cats is my favorite musical aside from the movie version of Newsies. We're going to try that video again because the original one I filmed was 2 hours long, and yeah, we're just going to try it again because it's going to come. It's going to come, but not the original version I filmed. And actually that was supposed to go up earlier this week and that didn't happen. So yeah. It's finally cold outside, which, yay, still no snow. I want my dog to see the snow for the first time, but it hasn't snowed because when you live in Texas, if you get snow, it's it melts really quickly, or you wait till February and then you get 3 feet, and that's it. If you get snow at all that year. I don't think we got snow once last year, which is really sad. Anyways, so yeah, that's what's new with me. So on to actual bar prep, what you came here for, how I'm doing with that. So after I met with my coach from law school, I got a lot of new study ideas because what my coach told me, and I'm not going to reveal their name, anybody who's told me that they have had to retake the bar exam, I try not to reveal their names because that is their story, and it's their choice to tell people, even though you can look it up. But my coach told me that she had to retake the bar exam, and that was a huge relief because they are an amazing lawyer and they do the type of law that I want to do in the same realm. And so that was really comforting to know that, and they gave me a lot of great tips which I am now implementing in my own studying. And they also told me some things that I didn't know about some of my friends in law school. One of my really close friends did not pass the bar exam. They didn't tell me, and again, I'm not going to reveal who they are or anything, and I just want to put it out there that the person that I was told didn't pass is the smartest person I know, without a doubt. The smartest person I know. They are so smart. When we would be practicing for our opening and closing statements for mock trial, and I guess when they did arbitration, he would just pull out quotes from Plato and Socrates and Shakespeare quotes, and it was just, and it wasn't awkwardly placed in there because when you hear that from this person, it's meant to be. So I am trying to reach out to them to meet and do study sessions and stuff like that, because we only have a few more weeks left till the bar exam. So yeah, but I wouldn't say it made me feel better because it shouldn't make anybody feel better that someone you know didn't pass as well, but it did make me realize that it's not just about how smart you are. My coach, in fact, said it was really luck-based because the thing is, when you pass the bar exam, you don't know why you passed. You don't get the breakdown of your scores like those of us who didn't pass get. So when you get advice from people who passed, their advice isn't really helpful because they don't know why they passed. They don't know what they did well and what they didn't do well, and they just get their raw score. I got a breakdown of my score. I know how I did on each of the sections, and so I know where I can focus. So it was really helpful to know that I have people in my life that I can go to and talk to about that aren't my family members, because while I love my sister and I love my brother-in-law passed it, but my sister didn't. And while I love them, but sometimes their advice just isn't the most helpful, because I think for my sister, she's kind of just like blocked that memory out. And so she doesn't know why she passed the second time, you know, she doesn't know, like, her advice isn't always helpful. And like, when it comes, sorry, I have a dog barking, but when it comes to like advice and stuff like that, you don't always want to hear it from your family. I hope the dogs. Sorry. Sorry. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but dogs were barking. We have 3 dogs in this house. My parents' 2 dogs and my dog. And they were all barking like at the same time. Well, technically only one of them was barking, because my dog doesn't really bark, especially when he has to go outside, but theirs do. So, sorry about that. But yeah, so having advice outside of the family come in, and like having someone outside my family come in and give me advice on taking the bar a second time is really, really helpful. I sat with my coach for like 3 hours. We ate lunch and we ended up, like, we started lunch at like 1:30ish and we stayed there till like 5. And luckily it was the day where I had already done most of my work, so I didn't have much work else to do that day, but it was still like a long time. But I loved it because I got to catch up with her. I got to catch up with like the bar exam stuff, but then she also gave me loads of gossip, which I love, because I was a director in the BOA, and I was in charge of like I was in charge of our kids mock trial program, where we go out and do community service. And I was in charge of doing a mock trial for a group of 5th graders. And so like I was pretty heavily involved, because that's a lot of work putting on a competition. Yeah, it's a lot of work, especially when you're not just doing it with students at the school. Anyways, so I was pretty heavily involved, and so I was missing all the gossip, and she like gave me all the gossip, and it was great, because you just love hearing about it, and you just like love looking at it retroactively and be like, I'm so glad that's not me. But yeah, so that was a really fun conversation that I got to have with her, and she gave me so many great tips. Like, so on to actual studying. I'm still studying. I'm studying about 8 to 9 hours a day, which is more than Barbri recommends, but you know, it's helping me because I'm not just doing the Barbri stuff, which is great, but there's some things that Barbri offers that I just don't feel like are helping me, and I don't feel like I need. And it's mainly reading outlines, which that's great, but what I'm doing now instead of reading outlines is I am taking terms and stuff that I'm struggling with that and putting them under like a common heading that these terms would be related to, so I can like be like, oh, this term goes with that, and that's what I need to know. I'm calling them term sheets, and I'm doing them for all the MBE subjects, and so far that's really helping me. I'm doing that, and that was a suggestion from my coach. Additionally, she told me to start doing P&Es every day, which I am. And then she gave me a really great idea yesterday, because we were texting, and the idea she gave me was to, because I've done about 6 or 7 P&Es at this point. Yeah, because I met her about a week ago. So what she suggested I do was, with the ones I've already answered, start doing like a chart of the question and the answer, and typing it out, so you get used to typing it, but also writing the year that this appeared and every time it subsequently appears, so you know how often these questions are asked. Sorry. And when you do that, you can kind of figure out what you need to study for when it comes time to the actual bar exam. So like the night before, you only have to look at a few of the questions instead of every single one. So when it comes to like the actual lectures, they're going great. We have like the person who does criminal law, criminal procedure, and Texas criminal procedure is probably the best lecturer, I think. Sorry if you can hear my dogs running with their collars and stuff. But yeah, the person who does criminal law, criminal procedure, and Texas criminal procedure, I think is the best lecturer. I think his outlines are the most helpful, both the ones that are like the standard barbri ones and the one that he created himself, because what he does that I really like is he gives an explanation. Sorry, there's a bird outside my window. Lord, I'm getting interrupted all the time during this video. But what he does is he gives you the basic, gives a hypo, and then gives a little quick summary. Either it's like a remember this, watch out for this, or a rule. And he basically restates what he already stated, but in a slightly different way. And I find that the most helpful. I wish all the lectures were like this, because there were some lectures that we've done, like property and con law. The con law lecture I have so many issues with, because the con law lecture, both of them are like 4 hours long, and the lecturer goes kind of fast, and he doesn't really explain his hypos and how they relate back to the rule, so he just goes over these hypos, so they're not the most helpful. He also, one thing that I really don't like about the con law lecturer is he doesn't actually give a good like visual look at strict scrutiny and all of that stuff and like how it applies to everything. It's in like 7 different tables throughout the whole lecture, and I'm like, I need this like condensed into one thing. So that's what I'm mainly working on for my con law term sheet. And con law is constitutional law, for those who are wondering, if you're not a law student. But yeah, the criminal law lecturer is probably the best that barbri has, in my opinion. He's really good, and he's funny. Yeah, I really liked listening to him. He was very engaging, and I just really like how he phrased things, and he was just a really good lecturer. So keep him, barbri, please. If you could get my con law professor from my law school to be your con law lecturer, that would be great, because he's great. So that's where I am now, just kind of supplementing what I'm doing with barbri. I'm still going through the lectures. We still have to get through like all of the Texas essay stuff. But I think after civil procedure and after evidence, we will be done with the MBE portion, which are the next 2 lectures. And then it's just all the Texas essay stuff, which those lectures can be either really long or really short, depending on what they are. Like the trust essay is really short. Usually the trust lecture is really long, but that also is kind of like supplemented with wills and estates, because they kind of go together. So both, like all of that's going to be really long, but the tax lecture is typically really short, because they don't typically test on tax law, which frustrates me, because I took a semester of income tax in college. I took it with the old law before it changed, and knowing that they don't really test on it, I'm just like, ugh. But here's the thing, the lecture that barbri gives, if I hadn't taken income tax, I would have been so confused with the lecture. Like, I feel so bad for anybody who took that income tax lecture and was expected to get anything out of it if they didn't have any basis in tax law. Like, the rest of your stuff you can kind of like BS your way through, but income tax, not so much, because there's like not a good basis for income tax for anything else. So yeah, that's where I am. That's what's new with me. That's what's going on in my life. Expect a Cats video at some point. If Cats the musical isn't your thing, and let me tell you this, the 2019 review, it's not a glowing review. It's not a good review at all. Let's be honest here. But I love Cats the musical, and so I have to give a review on it. If that's not your thing, don't worry about it. But if it is, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video. Yeah, but if it is, subscribe, and you'll find out when I put it up. I'll probably post about it on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I'm trying to cast all the YouTubers in a version of Cats, which is interesting to say the least. I had fun. It was brought up by a YouTuber I watched, so yeah, but if you like this video, if you want more videos like it, comment and subscribe. I try to get one of these update videos out at least once a week. They will probably taper off closer to the bar exam. I do plan on doing a video the day before the bar exam and the day after the bar exam. I don't plan on filming at all during the bar exam. I want to, can't edit. that's not changed. But also, I just want my bar exam time to be strictly for the bar exam, if that makes sense. So I will do videos around that time, but the videos may taper off or they may get shorter as I continue on. So yeah, that's what I have for y'all. If you are in this process with me studying for the bar exam, I wish you the best of luck. Keep on at it, don't give up. One of the best pieces of advice that my coach gave me was, this is the first time you're taking it. Don't treat it like it's the second time, it's the first time. So I'm doing new things, I'm doing things that I didn't do before, and I'm doing things that I think will help me, that I think I should have been doing anyways the first time. Which is using my notes a lot more than I did before. And that has significantly helped me, and it's helped me learn the material because I'm recognizing things that I didn't recognize the first time. So I'm treating it like a completely new thing, a new time, like I've never taken it before. And in doing that, I am seeing myself be better than I was the last time. So yeah, it's not the end of the world. If you are watching this in hopes of trying to find some kind of solace because you just found out you did not pass, it's not the end of the world. More people than you think have probably not passed the bar exam the first time. They just don't talk about it. So don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to say that you're scared of taking the bar exam, because it is a scary thing. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. I hope you guys are having a great new year and a great start to 2020, and I will see y'all later.